Another night. Quest 5. Alright, so I ended up in an unwinnable situation. I had to go back to the cell. I didn't choose to record that portion, but we're going back into now. So in the cell, we were supposed to look when we saw that rat run across and grab some keys from the rat hole, so I just went back into it. And the handy dandy map that I have worked pretty great.
Inside the cupboard, Graham's eyes fall upon a bag of dried peas.
Let's take these.
Reaching into the open cupboard, Graham retrieves the bag of dried peas.
This castle. This replaces our original castle save. Nothing crazy there, but you know. Normally I wouldn't alt tab so much, but one of my monitors So we've already talked to Cassima, I think. Yeah, we don't have the locket anymore. So
Princess Cassima, whom Graham now knows to have been stolen by Mordack from the Kingdom of the Green Isles, looks pleased to see him. She smiles in friendship.
Let's check out her book. At the dungeon. Pause this real quick, just in case, like, someone, I don't know if someone comes into the room or what. As Graham met the guard almost at once, it was just entering the hallway with the hideous organ as the king arrived. So we did this already. That's when he threw us into the cell. No. Here's where it's that. So, alright. I've discovered this secret way into the cell, and when I heard Mordack's henchmen capture you, I rushed down here to let you out. Okay. Graham knew that her words were wise, and he realized that he had to deal with the guard in some way to avoid being captured a second time. He moved back into the castle's quarters with more vigilance and headed for the stairs going up. Graham met the guard almost at once. It was just entering the hallway with the hideous organ as the king arrived. Again, the henchman's hooves dashed over the stone floor. This time, Graham's planning executed perfectly. The king had taken the bag of peas and was holding it at the ready. As soon as the creature started racing at him, Graham tossed the dried pellets on the floor in front of it. With its footing, this is funny. With its footing turning to rolling peas, the guard lost all traction and crashed its head to the stones with a hard thump. It lay there unconscious, but Graham knew that this would not be the situation for very long. He dashed off, hoping to make it to the stairs before the creature woke up. Mananan was waiting for him in the dining hall. Princess Cassima, if you recall, had warned the king about the cat. Here he was now, the same evil one who had kidnapped his son and was now threatening to eat his family. Here he was, looking at Graham with hateful blue eyes. If Graham could not silence the cat in some way, his mission was doomed. "So you want to eat my family, Mananan?" Graham whispered. The king took the fish he had found on the beach and tossed it across the room. Mananan might be a wizard in feline form, but he was still a cat. Unable to resist fish, he rushed to it and began sniffing. At once, Graham ran over to it, and taking the bag that instants before had held peas, scooped Mananan up into it. The wizard yowled and thrashed within, but the burlap muffled its cries, and Graham was able to tie the bag securely closed. Toss it into a corner, knowing that Mananan would no further bother for quite a long time. So we need to do a couple things here. So I just grabbed that bag of peas, which is here. And
the bag is full of round, dried
we have the
peas.
fish. This is how we're going to deal with these next two guys. Like this. Alright, let's... No, I just saved it, but I'm going to save it. Mania. Here we go. I think The one henchman should come pretty much as soon as we enter this room, it sounded like. Okay. I feel like it's gonna... Okay, so none of those things happened. Happened to us yesterday too. Oh! It scared me! Back to the cell. It's funny that he doesn't think search us. We're gonna restore. Oh my gosh, that really scared me. All right. I have a feeling this is going to happen to me a couple more times. I should have paid more attention to what point he came at us. Okay. Oh.
Graham wants no part of this beast.
The bag. Did this. Going to no. Maybe we see Mananan over here. Maybe we don't see him at all. Guess is we can't go this way. Lucky if we don't see the cat, right? Here's the lab. I don't think we want to go here yet. Okay, I still have the fish. It's kind of silly. They should have had the, like, action be, like, the next thing after the walk or something. I guess you'd still have to cycle all the way around. Ooh!
Goodbye, King Graham of Daventry.
Oh! That was the wrong decision.
Poor Graham. Mordack.
Poor Graham. Alright, so we've killed this guy. I guess there's not much more for... Like, there's really nowhere else to go in the castle. Except for stairs. You take too long? Like, what's the deal here? Okay. Hang on. way to Mordack was now clear. I'm gonna have to remember again. Graham rapidly moved through the dining hall to the stairway and most quietly and carefully ascended. No one was at the top, and no noise came from either of the doors which Graham could see. He found that he was on a small landing loomed over by a huge clawed skull carved of stone. The king chose the far doorway, paused to peer around its edge before entering. No one was within. Graham found himself in Mordack's bedroom. More of Mordack's obscene statues cluttered the room, all of them staring at the sorcerer's bed with lecherous leer. The king's stomach briefly turned, willing to imagine the acts which might take place near where he stood. It's a bedroom. What kind of acts do you think are going on, King Graham? At the end of the room, a smaller portal led beyond to Mordack's library. Graham went to it and on a large table discovered an open book of magic. At the top of each page was inscribed the legend, The Objurgation of Souls. The pages were so smooth that they may have been made of the smoothest, thinnest ivory. Few words were inscribed here. Mostly there were ornate drawings with the names of what could only be spells next to them. The remainder of the text was in symbols that Graham could not decipher. King says that he felt what he describes as a ripple vibrate through him on those pictures. It was as if an energy entered and passed through him, and the drawings branded themselves into his brain. At the time, Graham attributed the feeling to fright. There was no good reason for Graham to be frightened at the moment. No sooner had he taken his eyes from the grimoire when he heard a poof explode in the bedroom. Sure he had been discovered, Graham looked back and saw that Mordack had materialized in the other room. However, the wizard seemed to not have noticed the king. He lay down in his obscene bed. In moments, he had commenced to snore softly. So, then sneaks out of the room and takes Mordack's wand. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do. That's what we have to do before we go to the lab. Oh boy. We're gonna go and hope that Mordack is not a hustle. Dilly dally here because that guy's gonna wake up. I like too many. Castle Mordack. All right, can we look in this room?
This doorway leads into Mordack's bedroom.
I'm just gonna peek. I really want to go all the way in the room, but okay. Portal I read about.
A strange statue of a winged woman stands close to Mordack's bed. Graham surveys the bizarre furnishings and horrible figures in Mordack's bedroom. A large, grotesque bed occupies one corner of Mordack's bedroom. Graham looks out the window and views the distorted rocks and twisted forms of Mordack's strange island. Graham surveys the bizarre furnishing.
So this said there was a portal. We kind of... Well, there we go. Okay.
A large tome lying open upon a corner desk attracts Graham's curiosity.
Let's go read it.
This looks interesting. Graham wonders what the symbols mean. Many books and scrolls line the shelves of Mordack's
Look at this.
library. As Graham looks them over, however, he finds them mostly unintelligible.
They're like tusks. Eye or something.
Many book-filled shelves line the walls of Mordack's extensive library. Many book-filled shelves line the walls of Mordack's extensive library.
And beginning. We're so close to the end now. All right.
Graham can see into Mordack's bedroom through the open doorway.
You just gotta wait till he comes. The book said that we hear him come back into the bedroom. Like, certain point.
Numerous books of various scholarly subjects lie scattered atop a nearby table.
Have to wait a bit. Oh, there he is. Oh, see that? Okay, save. On the bed.
Through the open doorway, Graham can see the wizard lying asleep in his bed.
Sure. The book said we need to take his wand.
Mordack's wand lies temptingly upon the small table near his bed.
My goodness. Go to the lab. We have his wand. Too, but I know we have to go up there. Okay, the fact that we have his wand and our wand, and it let us put our wand down the last time we were here, I think there's something we have to do with that. It has a walkway, like, to each part. And there's, like, only a specific place you can put the wands. That's funny. Oh, we got the bag in our inventory. I thought we had to pick it up. Alright, now what?
Upon the iron platter of the strange machine lies Mordack's wand. The bizarre machine looks very intimidating and confusing, which makes Graham reluctant to touch it. Conversely, though, it also intrigues him. Graham has no idea what Mordack does with this strange contraption, but it couldn't be good. Inside the lower portion, a foul-smelling liquid bubbles, while two dangling spiked gizmos hang on a massive yoke
Like
above a couple
or
of flat
something?
iron platters. Behind Mordack's strange machine lurk other baffling and curious magical implements. Upon the iron platter of the strange machine lies Mordack's wand.
Pause real quick. We're going to read some more. Alright. Find my thought. Without the wand, he's powerless. Going. Second doorway led into the wizard's laboratory. A larger room of 2 levels filled to bursting with the apparatus of magic. Iron spiral staircase wound its way up to the balcony where more arcane equipment awaited its master. Graham scanned the room. His eyes found a familiar glass beaker sitting on a long table. The king could not restrain himself and rushed headlong to it. He finally had found his family in Castle Daventry. Tears flowed freely when at last he saw Balanice and his children imprisoned there in Mordack's laboratory. They looked up and saw him, then waved and hugged and cried themselves. It said. They looked up. Okay, no sound, however, escaped from the bottle. The king reached to take the beaker and raced away before Mordack returned to the workplace, but he could not move it at all. His heart, which had been soaring in joy, crashed with helpless frustration. All the king he could do was to search Mordack's laboratory in hope of finding some way to either free his family or escape with them. The lower level proved fruitless, so Graham sprinted up the stairs to the balcony. This place, too, offered the king little inspiration except for one large contraption, a machine which was burping away at the far end. Graham rushed to the thing in order to inspect it more closely. The machine had the smell of technology about it. Metal gears and levers and cogs and spokes waited to be set in motion. It was an unclean thing. Bearing 2 narrow platters, one on either end, and metal rods which ran between them. At its center near the bottom was a pool of burbling liquid, simmering expectantly. Graham had no idea what the metallic monster's purpose might be. The platters, however, suggested to Graham that they might hold something. Do somethings, actually. Dimensions like those of a stick or a wand. Okay, so we've done that. So we're going to jump ahead. How do I make the thing work? When Cassima had rescued Graham from the dungeon cell, he had absently put the piece of old cheese in his pocket along with the fish hook. Now he recalled it, his memory jolted by the aroma of the machine's liquid heart. Maybe odorous old cheese is what powers it. Oh, certainly smells that way, and stranger things have happened in this adventure of mine. He places the moldy morsel into the bubbling brew, step back. Nothing happened. Rat! I was hoping I was right. It was. Mordack's machine finally started to do something. Evidently, it took some time to begin working. A pure sign that technology was at work. But the thing slowly started to glow, and unknown powers began building and then running over and in myriad parts. The powers then concentrated themselves in Kristen's wand, which glowed with new power. Brighter and brighter it shone, and at the same time Mordack's wand dulled. The entire process was accompanied with crackles and hisses and sharp-booming crashes. When it all finished in sudden silence, Mordack's wand had blackened, and a tiny wisp of pale smoke drifted away from it. Graham paid it little heed, but went and retrieved the wand Kristen had given him, vibrating with fresh power. Graham was granted no time to admire the thing. From the main floor of the laboratory below, he heard the unmistakable sound of the wizard's magical arrival. It was Mordack. What has happened here? He intoned malevolently. Looking up, he saw Graham standing beside the machine. So it's you, King Graham. Consider yourself dead. Mordack made a wide-sweeping, melodramatic gesture in the direction of the balcony. Wand, no longer smoking, flew off from the machine and down into the wizard's hand. He never looked at it, but used it to cast a spell in Graham's direction. He saw his ending coming. Nobody, however, saw Cedric coming. Cedric, you might ask? Cedric, yes, indeed, because Mordack's wand had been drained to near powerlessness in the machine. The spell it cast at Graham did not act instantly. Rather, it flew at the king. Cedric, who had been keeping watch on the outside of the castle, took this moment to arrive in Mordack's laboratory. Graham, good news! Crispin's coming to... Before his words were finished, the owl dropped to the ground lifelessly. Unaware of what was happening, he had flown between the king and the wizard's cell. Curses, screamed Mordack. You have nearly destroyed my wand. You shall pay for this. With or without his wand of magic, Mordack was among the most powerful of sorcerers. With another magical gesture, he immediately transformed himself into a perverted mockery of a flying giant scorpion, although no being like it had ever existed in our world before that moment. Mordack rose into the air and flew at Graham. The king, seeing the transformation happen to his opponent immediately recalled the pictures he had seen in the Objurgation of Souls. He somehow knew with certainty that there were spells of transformation. He recalled the tiger and wished he would become one himself so as to battle Mordack. Thus it was, and thus it became. Unknowingly, the king had memorized spells from an ancient and obscure school of magic that uses the picturing of images to cast its spells. When he wished clearly to become a tiger, he did. It was not what Mordack expected. The wizard stopped his attack in mid-flight as to avoid Graham's tiger claws, and then fled away when the king leapt at him. And so it went, the magic battle back and forth, the great wizard who wielded an almost useful wand, and the great king who defended himself with a powerful one. Now Mordack became a dragon, a great fire drake. As with that, he breathed death flames at the king. Graham wished himself into a small, quick, and darting form of a brush bunny, and eluded them all. Okay.
Graham tosses the moldy cheese into the machine's bubbling liquid.
Wait a minute. It almost reminds me of like Frankenstein's lab. Oh, I'm sleepy. We did legs today. Oh. They must have thought this was so
Mordack's
cool.
wand now barely glows. Perhaps its power has weakened, while Crispin's old wand now appears completely energized.
So we pause real quick. Like one of my applications up over. Yeah. All right. So first, we need to turn into a tiger bunny. Wonder.
What's going on here? I'll take care of you.
He really looks like General
Why?
Zod. I think. Okay. Like General Zod and the boy from the monsters
Graham, I've had some
had a
Christmas.
baby. No!
What the? What have you done to my wand? You think you can outwit me, little man? Ha!
Little
Let me
man.
show you a thing or two.
So tiger? Wait.
Why, you little...
Fighting. Now. This the bunny? Guess we're gonna find out.
You think you're so smart, don't you?
Oh, he's
Well,
breathing
I've
so
got
fast.
you now.
Cobra. Oh,
Say goodbye, swine.
so the other two things, a cobra will easily slay a rabbit, and Mordack tried this next. Graham became a mongoose, which I'm assuming that's this. This has got to be this, because then he's going to become... Okay. I'm going to choose this. Can I not? Okay. Mongoose. And then the last one, I think, is water. What that looked like. I didn't read that far, but...
So,
Remember Ricky Tikki Tabi?
you want
Mongoose
to
kill
play?
snakes. Now we're gonna put out the water. Our family's in this jar over here. Like rock, paper, scissors. Vanquished him.
Warning, this cartoon contains material that may be necessary
Okay,
for...
watch it.
Now why won't you work?
Ma? They're just gonna ignore Cedric.
Oh, Princess Cassima. Well, I did it. Mordack is dead.
Dead? Are you sure? Maybe he's only trying to trick you.
He's dead, all right. He turned himself into a fire, and I put him out with rainwater. He'll never bother anyone else ever again. But now I have a bigger problem. I don't know what to do about my family or my castle. I don't know how to turn them back to normal.
After all you've been through, there must be a way.
Crispin!
Crispin!
I have the solution to all your problems, Graham. While you and Cedric were gone, I did some asking around, and I found out that your son, Alexander, had the dubious distinction, if you may, of turning Mordack's brother, Manannan, into a cat some time back. Obviously, this deed angered
Look at
Mordack,
that tricep.
who could
Woo.
do nothing about it, since this particular spell could only be undone by the actual perpetrator, your son. It doesn't take a great genius to figure out that Mordack took your family and castle in revenge to try to persuade Alexander to restore Manannan back to his old self. I did discover, as now I see, that your castle and family were miniaturized and imprisoned inside a glass bottle. I did some research and found the spell for turning everything
I like to
back to
reiterate
normal.
what happened.
Now watch.
It's been so long since we started.
Hocus pocus, Aliokus.
Hocus pocus, Aliokus. Here's Alexander. Stella. Berenice.
Valanies, my children! My joy knows no limit!
Oh, Father, I'm so glad you're here.
Aw. Nice reunion. But his castle is still...
Oh, Princess Cassima.
Jar.
How could I
And
forget
Cedric
you?
is still
Come
laying
over
there.
here.
Had this family reunion and Cedric is like in a coma on the floor.
Let me introduce you to my family. This is my wife, Queen Valanice, my daughter, Princess Rosella, and my son, Prince Alexander, who started this whole mess. All of you, this is Princess Cassima,
Alexander
from
started the whole
land of
mess?
Green Isle.
Excuse me, he was
Without her,
kidnapped.
none of us would be standing here now. She bravely saved my life.
My lady, I am deeply in your debt, and I will make it up to you.
Yeah, I bet you
With your
will.
permission, I'd like to travel to the land of the Green Isles to see you.
$17. Keep it in your pants.
All right, now that we've done with all the formalities, let's get on with business, shall we?
Cedric? Can ignore the fact that he's laying there in a ball of
Higgledy.
feathers.
Higgledy! Pooh!
Higgly piggly poo.
Be assured that your castle is right back where it belongs, and the right size too. But now it's time that everyone return to their homes, with my help, of course. Alakazam, Alakazoo, Alakaz.
Wait, what about Cedric?
Yeah, what about Cedric?
Where is Cedric?
Over there. Mordack may have killed him. Is there anything you can do about it?
Let me think. Ah, yes. I think I know. Abracabara? No,
Veda Kavadra.
Dora? Now what is that confounded word? Oh, yes! Abracadabra!
Magic, he's back.
Cedric, it sure is good to see you again.
Oh, likewise, I'm sure.
All right, enough is enough. Let's get on with it. Okay, Cassima, let's send you home first. Wasn't that the land of the Green Isles?
Yes, that's right. I can't wait to see my parents again. Goodbye, Alexander. Perhaps we'll meet again.
You can be sure of that, milady.
Oh, yeah, you can be sure of that.
Before you send us all home, Crispin, I just want to thank you for all your help. And you too, Cedric. I wouldn't be standing here with my family without you two. I'm deeply, deeply grateful.
All in a day's work, my boy. All in a day's work, right, Cedric?
Right, Crispin?
Okay, back home you go. Alakazam. Alakazoo. Alakazee.
Sounds like Star Wars. Dun, 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 dun.
Well, there she is, our happy home, and we're all safe and sound once more. Let's go home, shall we?
Go
Yeah,
home, shall we?
let's.
The end. 258 out of 260 points. I wonder what I missed. Maybe because I didn't find Mananin. Just a screenshot of that. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will be starting King's Quest 6 next. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one.